If everything you've tried so far to relieve your neuropathy pain hasn't worked, this is the specific reason why. According to Ivy League experts, the real root cause of your nerve pain, whether it's peripheral, diabetic, or anything else, is something far more insidious. It's a sticky, vile toxin that leading researchers are now calling nerve toxin. It infiltrates the nerve fibers and begins to irritate, inflame, and weaken those nerves little by little. Right now, as you sit here watching this video, this Harvard research reveals that this newly discovered nerve toxins are blocking, overloading, and even poisoning your nerves, causing all that tingling, burning, and cramping that's driving you crazy. And if left unchecked, this toxin can completely kill your nerves, leaving your doctor saying the one word no one with nerve pain or diabetes wants to hear: amputation. I hate to put it this way, but it's critical that you understand the seriousness of your situation. But here's the good news. There's a way to fight back against these nerve toxins that's wreaking havoc on your body right now. All it takes is a simple homemade yellow vitamin, the same one that helped my mother and me get rid of neuropathy in just a few weeks. By following this method, you'll easily clear out all that sticky toxin, regenerate your nerves, and get rid of all the numbness, burning, and tingling in just a few days. I promise you've never seen anything like this before, especially since this discovery was only made recently. But you need to pay close attention to this video, because this solution could be taken away from you at any moment while you're still suffering from neuropathy. That's why in the next 4 minutes of this presentation, I'm going to reveal how anyone, no matter their age, can fight neuropathy better than any drug, cut your pain in half in just a few days, and soon after, eliminate nerve pain for good. It doesn't matter how long you've been suffering, and it doesn't matter that nothing else has worked for you yet. This homemade yellow vitamin has nothing to do with medications, ointments, phototherapy devices, special diets, exercise, or any common supplements. And get this, you don't even have to give up sugar completely. Now, I know all of this might sound a bit far-fetched, but these are all medical facts now backed by research from Oxford, Johns Hopkins, and other prestigious universities. And in just a week, when you're pain-free, thanks to what I'm about to show you, you'll sleep through the night and wake up feeling refreshed and more energized than ever. You'll enjoy long walks and all your favorite activities with your loved ones again, and you'll feel more energy, confidence, and joy, no longer having your life drained by nerve pain. Just like Sarah Johnson, 51, from Denver, Colorado, who shared,
"Pins and needles would wake me up with terrible pain, and it felt like I was really going to lose my arm. Honestly, I didn't think this homemade yellow vitamin would work, but even the first night I felt some relief, and after that, I've been pain-free ever since."
Or Jennifer Adams, 49, from Seattle, Washington.
2 months ago, I was limping around Seattle with my daughter, constantly having to sit down. But after I started taking this homemade yellow vitamin, everything changed. Now I can walk miles every day, mow the lawn, and bend over to pull weeds in my yard without any pain.
And these stories are no coincidence. This discovery has helped over 62,300 men and women escape neuropathy, including my own mother. Her neuropathy was so advanced, she almost lost her foot. Look, I never want your family to go through the hell that mine went through. Heck, I don't want you to suffer another second. So please keep watching, because this isn't just another video. This is your golden ticket to eliminating nerve pain from your life forever. So as you continue watching this short but powerful presentation, pay close attention as I show you this real solution for nerve pain. You'll want to start using it immediately so you can clear out that nasty nerve toxin right away and put an end to your nerve pain nightmare starting in just a few days from now. Plus, if you've been trying to fight nerve pain by changing your diet, you'll immediately discover why cutting out sugar often isn't the answer, and why one so-called healthy food might be even worse for your nerves than sugar. You'll also unveil the incredible connection between your sleeping position and neuropathy, including which sleeping position completely wrecks your nerve. And finally, you'll see how my mother almost lost her foot, which then completely turned around to the point of her doctor declaring she was 100% pain-free, all in a matter of days, all thanks to a homemade yellow vitamin scientifically proven method that will give you your life back. All of this is coming your way right now. But first, I must warn you, since this discovery targets the root cause of neuropathy without needing a single drug, greedy Big Pharma steers most doctors away from sharing it. So, as this video goes viral and countless Americans toss all of their ineffective neuropathy meds in the trash, it could cost Big Pharma billions while saving you thousands of dollars a month in healthcare costs. That's why the greedy CEOs at Big Pharma are doing everything they can to take down this presentation. So if you finally want to escape the rage, depression, and hopelessness of neuropathy and ensure you never lose a limb, and with that, your independence and your dignity, you should watch this video right now all the way to the end. But before we get started, let me quickly introduce myself and what led to this incredible discovery. My name is Dr. James Reeves. I'm 52 years old, and I've been practicing medicine for nearly 3 decades. Over all those years, I treated hundreds of patients with nerve pain. I prescribed gabapentin, I prescribed pregabalin, I prescribed Lyrica, Cymbalta, Tramadol. I did exactly what conventional medicine trained me to do, and I genuinely believed I was helping. But nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen to my own mother when she was diagnosed with neuropathy. What happened next? You'd better hear it straight from her.
Hi, I'm Grace, James's mother, and if your feet are burning, tingling, or going numb right now, you need to hear this, because that was me, every bit of it. Maybe your toes feel numb or tingly. Maybe you sometimes can't feel the carpet beneath your feet, and maybe you can't sleep at night because your feet burn like the dickens, almost as if somebody clamped jumper cables on your toes. Well, that's exactly what was happening to me. But I'll admit, at first I tried to brush it off. I kept telling myself it was nothing, just getting older, just tired legs. You know how it is. We tell ourselves what we need to hear so we don't have to be scared. But deep down, I think I knew something was really wrong. And then the pain got worse. My legs felt heavy and cramped, and even walking from the car to the pharmacy entrance felt like running a marathon. One afternoon at church, while I was standing in line to receive communion, my legs just gave out. It was sudden, no warning. I completely lost my strength and crumbled like a rag doll, falling into the person in front of me, grabbing at anything I could to stay on my feet. But my body wouldn't respond. I can't feel my legs. I can't get up. I was crying out in the middle of the church. Everyone who was seated turned to look at me, completely confused. Some looked frightened. Others just stared. My heart was racing. My hands were sweating. But my legs, it was like they didn't exist. I left the church leaning on my son, feeling humiliated and with no idea what had just happened to me.
As soon as we got home that day, I called a neurologist colleague of mine and asked him to fit my mother in as soon as possible. A few days later, sitting in his office, I saw the results of my mother's skin biopsy. The neurologist took a deep breath before saying, "It's neuropathy. There's nothing we can do to stop it. There's nothing we can do to stop it. Meds will slow it down, but you will lose your mobility and the pain will get much, much worse." My mom's body trembled, tears flooded down her face, but me, I was just angry, a kind of anger I had never felt before, because those same medications I was now prescribing to my own mother were the same ones I had spent years handing out to my patients. And for the first time in my life, I was on the other side. I wasn't the doctor writing the prescription anymore. I was the son watching his mother suffer. She had so many plans for her golden years, plans to spend more time with her grandkids. You plan on finally taking that Caribbean cruise, and you plan on relaxing and enjoying your golden years after working your tail off for decades. Just so some smug doctor young enough to be your son can tell you, well, looks like you're going to end up in a wheelchair. These prescriptions won't help much, but take them anyway. Hope the side effects aren't too bad. Next patient. Most rar, Mise. 1408. As a doctor, I vaguely remembered a report from the medical journal Therapeutics Initiative showing that fewer than 10% of patients experience any real pain reduction from neuropathy medications. I also recalled an article in the New York Times where Dr. Christopher Goodman admitted that the evidence supporting nerve pain drugs actually working is extremely limited. And then I remembered an interview with Dr. Michael Polydefkis, one of the world's leading neuropathy specialists, stating that no pharmaceutical drug is capable of curing neuropathy or even slowing its progression. I had come across all of this information over the years, but like so many doctors, I just kept doing what the system expects us to do. Prescribe medications, gabapentin, Lyrica, Cymbalta, Tramadol, every single day. But in that moment, sitting in that office, watching my own mother trembling with fear, something inside me finally snapped, and an overwhelming sense of guilt started closing in on me. How many other people's mothers had I sent home with those same prescriptions? How many of my patients are right now stuck in wheelchairs, swallowing pill after pill, thinking they're getting better, while their nerves keep dying on the inside? I was part of that system. I helped keep those gears turning. And now those same gears were destroying the person I love most in this world. Because medications only mask the pain and treat the symptoms. They never actually fix anything. The truth is, the only thing that will slow your neuropathy down and eventually stop it for good is eliminating the root cause, which, as I would soon discover, are those nerve toxins that no doctor is talking about. Even knowing the medications wouldn't do much, I was so terrified of losing my mother that my judgment got clouded. And as you may already know, the pain isn't always the worst part of neuropathy. What can really break a person is the isolation, because everyone knew Grace could barely stay on her feet for more than a few minutes, so they just stopped inviting her out. No more pickleball games, theater events, dinners out, or even watching our granddaughter play soccer. My mother just sat on the couch watching Netflix with a blank stare in her eyes, almost like she had given up on life. And as ashamed as I am to admit this, I, a doctor with 3 decades of experience, had no idea what to do for my own mother. Until the day I showed up at her house and found her sleeping on her side on the couch, which is absolutely the worst position for someone with nerve pain. And I saw something that shook me to my core. Infections, ulcers, open wounds on the soles of her feet. I had seen this hundreds of times in my patients. I knew exactly what it meant. I rushed her to the emergency room. If we couldn't get the nerve damage under control, the infections would spread, and they would have no choice but to amputate. I nearly fell apart. You know what the cruelest part is? I should have seen the signs sooner. I should have acted sooner. But I was so trapped inside the same system I helped build that I let my own mother get to that point. For months, we had placed our faith in a system that forces people with conditions like my mother's to swallow pill after pill, and for her to spend the rest of her life in a wheelchair with an amputated foot. The same medications I had spent my entire career prescribing to my patients were destroying the woman who brought me into this world. That's when I knew I had to do something different. Not as a doctor, as a son. That's when I dropped to my knees and started crying and praying, begging for an answer, a way out for my mother. That's when I made myself a promise. No matter how much I had to study, no matter how many hours a day I had to work, and no matter how many sleepless nights I spent searching, I would find something that could be a cure, not just for my mother's neuropathy, but for every single person suffering from nerve pain who desperately needs it. I'll never forget something my mother said to me.
Son, I can't feel my feet anymore. And every day that goes by, the numbness creeps a little higher. I'm scared I'll never be able to get up from this chair again.
Those words echoed in my head every single day, and I'm grateful for my mother. She is my hero. If I'm a respected doctor today, it's because of her. She made me truly understand what life is like for someone living with neuropathy. That allowed me to deeply understand the struggles my patients face every day, and it opened my eyes to the fact that in most cases, her conventional treatments like painkillers, gabapentin, creams, and surgeries are simply not the answer, because most of those methods are like putting a Band-Aid on a broken leg. So first of all, a common painkiller might relieve nerve pain for a little while. But taking painkillers is nothing more than a temporary fix. It does absolutely nothing about the toxins that are practically suffocating your nerves from the inside. And here's what's going to happen. That deterioration will keep destroying your nerves day after day until you lose almost all feeling in your feet and hands. And there's nothing left that can be done. All while you keep making trip after trip to the doctor, only to come home with a prescription for something stronger. But things start to get worse when doctors move on to gabapentin. It masks the problem even more because patients think it's working, but what they don't realize is that it only lasts for a very, very short time. And the whole time, the nerves keep dying and the feeling keeps fading. Then come the nerve blocks and the surgeries, which, on top of being extremely expensive, carry serious risks and long recovery periods with no guarantee of improvement. Nothing provides lasting relief. Why? Because all of these treatments are just masking the symptoms. Not one of them goes after the real problem happening deep inside your nervous system. Now I need you to pay close attention, because the key to getting the feeling back in your feet and hands, and finally silencing that nerve pain, is understanding what I'm about to share with you. After weeks locked in my office, sleeping 3 or 4 hours a night, going through hundreds of clinical studies from century-old universities like Johns Hopkins, Harvard, UCLA, and the University of Sydney, I discovered something that changed everything I believed as a doctor. The real cause of neuropathy has nothing to do with aging, genetics, diabetes, or simply nerve damage. Let me break this down as simply as I can. I'm sure you've heard that once a nerve is damaged, it never fully heals, or that neuropathy is just a normal part of getting older. But what if that wasn't the whole story? Inside your body, there's a complex electrical network made up of billions of nerve fibers. Think of your nervous system like a massive tree growing inside you. It has main branches that run down your spine and split into billions of tiny offshoots that reach all the way to your fingertips and toes. Except unlike a regular tree, these branches carry electricity. They allow signals to travel from your brain to every part of your body, controlling movement, pain, temperature, and even emotions. Just like electrical wires need protection, every nerve is wrapped in a special layer called the myelin sheath. This soft, fatty coating works like the rubber insulation around a copper wire. It keeps signals flowing smoothly, no interference, no short circuits. But here's the problem. Your nerves are under constant attack from tiny toxic compounds. These substances build up inside your body over the years. You might be thinking, but I eat well. How did these toxins even get into me? The truth is, in the modern world, it's nearly impossible to avoid them. They're in the air we breathe, in the invisible particles in our water, and in the preservatives hidden in the foods we've been eating for decades. Over the years, researchers have identified dozens of these toxins, but two are particularly dangerous. First, heavy metals like mercury, commonly found in contaminated fish. Second, a silent enemy called acrylamide. Acrylamide is a chemical compound that forms when starchy foods are fried or processed at high temperatures. When you were younger, your body could filter these substances out more efficiently. But as the years go by, that filtration system slows down. Instead of being eliminated, these toxins start to build up. Mercury, acrylamide, and preservatives travel through the bloodstream, and they end up binding to the peripheral nerves, the nerves in your feet, hands, legs, and arms. Once they get there, they act like acid. They slowly dissolve the myelin sheath, stripping away that essential protection. Without that insulation, the nerves are left exposed. And that's when the symptoms begin. Tingling, burning, numbness, cramps, or worse, that sharp, stabbing pain that wakes you up at 3 in the morning. But here's what most people don't realize. The real enemy isn't just time. It's accumulated exposure. Neuropathy isn't caused by aging itself. It's the result of years, sometimes decades, of silent buildup. Think of it like water drops slowly eroding a stone. That constant exposure gradually wears down the protection around your nerves until one day the symptoms show up. And this explains a troubling global pattern. Countries like the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, where processed food consumption is extremely high, have seen neuropathy rates climb year after year. In Japan, for example, cases are dramatically lower, even among the elderly. And why is that? Simple. Far less processed food and far fewer chemical additives in their diet. Recently, researchers from the Department of Neurology at the University of Michigan developed a simple 3-question test capable of identifying whether myelin sheath deterioration has already begun, even before any clinical exam. I'm going to ask you those 3 questions right now, and I want you to answer them honestly, in your head. Question number 1. Have you noticed that the tingling or numbness in your feet or hands has been gradually getting worse over the past months or years? Question number 2. When the burning in your feet or hands flares up, do you find relief by soaking them in warm water or applying a warm compress? Question number 3. Do you notice that your symptoms, the numbness, the shooting pains, get worse at night, especially when you lie down to go to sleep? If you answered yes to even one of these questions, it means that unfortunately, those toxins have already settled into your nerves, causing inflammation and breaking down the myelin sheath that protects every single nerve fiber in your body. If you answered yes to more than one question, it means the damage caused by these toxins may already be significant, which means that on top of the symptoms you're already feeling today, the tingling, the burning, the numbness, this deterioration could progress to complete loss of feeling in your feet and hands, difficulty walking, dangerous falls, loss of balance, and even amputation. Scary, isn't it? Well, after discovering that these toxins were eroding the myelin sheath of millions of Americans, including my own mother, the question that wouldn't leave my mind was, how do you eliminate these toxins and rebuild the nerve protection before it's too late? So I kept researching night after night, until I came across a study published by a world-renowned neuroscientist, Dr. Tyler Walker. He's been featured in JAMA Neurology on CNN and in numerous reports on nerve regeneration. In the study, he laid out in detail exactly how accumulated exposure to neurotoxins, mercury, acrylamide, preservatives, destroys the myelin sheath. And he described a biological mechanism capable of reversing that process. But the study had a problem. Right when it got to the solution, the document just ended. No conclusion, as if someone had ripped out the last few pages. That didn't make any sense. A study of that magnitude doesn't just stop mid-sentence. So I sent Dr. Walker an email telling him that my own mother was on the verge of amputation. A few days later, he replied, "James, I can't talk over email. Lyrica alone generates over $5 billion a year. If I publish this, they'll destroy my career. But I can show you on a video call." On that call, he revealed a specific combination of natural nutrients that does something no medication can. First, it neutralizes and flushes out the toxins lodged in the nerves. Second, it activates the natural regeneration of the myelin sheath. It's not just about stopping the damage, it's about rebuilding the protection. In testing, 96.3% of patients reported significant reduction in pain, tingling, and numbness within weeks. No side effects, no dependence, Think about it. If people found out they could rebuild their nerves, recover their feeling, and sleep through the night without pain, all without gabapentin, Lyrica, or Cymbalta, why would they keep buying drugs that don't cure anything and still cause dizziness, weight gain, and dependency? It became very clear why that study had been cut in half, so now pay very close attention, because what Dr. Walker showed me on that video call could be the difference between getting the feeling back in your feet or losing them for good. I'm talking about a specific combination of ingredients discovered after years of research in nerve regeneration that neutralizes the toxins lodged in your nerves and restores the protection they've lost over the years. This is where the yellow vitamin comes in. After years of research in nerve regeneration, Dr. Walker discovered that inside turmeric there is a group of extremely powerful natural compounds called curcuminoids. You may have already heard of the most well-known one, curcumin, which is responsible for giving turmeric its distinctive yellow color. But there are others as well, like dimethoxycurcumin and bis-dimethoxycurcumin. Complicated names, I know, but these substances are simply variations of the same curcumin molecule, just with an even more powerful effect on the body. Here's the simplest way to think about it. Curcuminoids are the most potent and therapeutic part of turmeric, like the hidden gold inside this ancient root. And what they do is extraordinary. They have an anti-inflammatory effect on the nerves, up to 400% more potent than any other substance on the planet, capable of neutralizing nerve toxins. But Dr. Walker wanted to go further. So he asked himself whether there was a way to amplify that anti-inflammatory effect, making turmeric even more powerful against those nerve toxins and fully repairing the myelin sheath. That's when, through his research, Dr. Walker discovered that turmeric, when combined with 3 other carotenoid-rich ingredients, simple ingredients that most of you watching this probably already have at home, it becomes up to 230 times more efficient at neutralizing nerve toxins. To give you an idea of just how significant that is, a study conducted by the Francis Crick Institute, one of the world's leading research laboratories based in England, revealed something remarkable. In just 5 months of testing, researchers concluded that this natural combination not only reduced inflammatory markers in the peripheral nerves by up to 87%, but also helped volunteers recover feeling in their extremities, reduce tingling, and eliminate persistent numbness. While the remaining 13% of participants noticed improvement in neuropathic pain, were able to walk long distances again without difficulty, and even symptoms of nerve fiber degeneration disappeared in less than 8 months. Another study published by the University of Pennsylvania showed that the pure extract of this substance has the power to neutralize nerve inflammation, eliminate accumulated nerve toxins, and rebuild each damaged nerve fiber to fully restore sensation and nerve function. On top of that, a specialist from the neurology department at Harvard University recruited 50 men and women over the age of 40 with neuropathy. Every day, he gave each of them a specific amount of these 2 rare types of curcuminoids. And after just 15 days, he ran a new neurological exam on every one of those participants. And as incredible as it sounds, all 50 people, after using the pure extract of the substance, showed roughly a 75% improvement in nerve function. And after 30 days, every single participant was free from issues like tingling, numbness, burning, shooting pains, loss of balance, and even nerve fiber atrophy, all from this one simple compound found in turmeric. But here's the thing. Dr. Walker explained to me that simply eating turmeric or buying a curcumin supplement off the shelf may not be the smartest approach. First, because to actually restore your nerves, you'd need to consume the equivalent of about 2 pounds of turmeric every single day, which I think you'd agree is simply not realistic. And second, you can't make a tea or drink with turmeric for this purpose, because when you apply heat to turmeric, you completely destroy the curcuminoid compounds inside it. On top of that, he spent months searching and couldn't find this substance anywhere on the market in a pure, effective form capable of neutralizing nerve inflammation and eliminating nerve toxins. Now, you're probably wondering, what are those 3 ingredients and how exactly do they work alongside turmeric to restore the nerves? The first of these ingredients is Corydalis yanhusuo. A study conducted by the prestigious Mount Sinai School of Medicine in New York shows that Corydalis yanhusuo travels through the nervous system and amplifies turmeric's ability to eliminate nerve toxins faster than anything else on the planet. That's because Corydalis yanhusuo acts like a bodyguard for your nerves. It blocks toxins and pollutants from taking hold inside your body. In a study conducted on rats, scientists discovered that Corydalis can literally bring back to life a limb that appeared to be dead, which means that Corydalis yanhusuo may provide the critical support needed to prevent the amputation of a limb, yours or someone you love. And while that was done in rats, the following study, conducted on humans, sent shockwaves through the medical community because patients who took Corydalis yanhusuo reported a remarkable 27.6% improvement in overall nerve pain and nerve function. However, as effective as Corydalis yanhusuo combined with turmeric is at eliminating these toxins, when paired with two more clinically proven ingredients, the relief you feel will be even greater and even faster. Because while stopping the buildup of these toxins inside your body is extremely important, you're also going to need something that relieves the pain quickly and helps accelerate the recovery of your nerves so the pain never comes back. And for that, Dr. Walker spoke about a nutrient studied by renowned researchers at Harvard and Yale, Opuntia acantha. Opuntia acantha is a species of prickly pear cactus, and groundbreaking new studies have discovered that the nutrients found in it relieve nerve pain better than anything else out there, including prescription medications. Here's why. The nerve cells in your body that detect pain are called nociceptors, and these receptors are triggered when you feel burning, tingling, and itching. And that's exactly where this remarkable nutrient steps in. In a landmark study with 181 patients conducted by renowned neuropathy specialist Dr. Dan Ziegler, he was stunned to find that Opuntia acantha can reduce nerve pain by up to 52%. In other words, it can cut the pain in more than half, and in just a matter of days. Pretty incredible. And look, I know we've covered a lot of science here, but pay very close attention for the next 60 seconds because the last ingredient may be the most exciting of all three combined with turmeric. You see, if you want a complete recovery, you need to repair the serious damage that has already been done to your nerves. And while turmeric and Corydalis yanhusuo help remove the nerve toxins, and Opuntia acantha helps kick off the nerve repair process, to get the most out of these nutrients and rejuvenate your nerves as quickly as possible, you're also going to need a truly special ingredient called marshmallow root. Because science shows that this remarkable nutrient does something experts once considered impossible. It revitalizes the nerves. As you can see, a Nobel Prize-winning study conducted by Dr. Rita Levi-Montalcini discovered that nerve growth factor, or NGF, is an essential hormone for the survival, repair, and regeneration of nerves. And as it turns out, groundbreaking new research reveals that marshmallow root can actually help boost NGF levels, which further supports nerve regeneration and repair, and the proof is in the results. In an analysis of two double-blind placebo-controlled studies involving 1,257 men and women with nerve problems, patients who took marshmallow root showed clinically significant improvements across every single one of their neuropathy symptoms. Pretty incredible, right? Well, with all of that data in hand, I spent a week studying each ingredient and came to understand exactly why Dr. Walker's formula is so unique and groundbreaking. So I asked him to send me the purest samples of each ingredient and for permission to share them with my mother. At first he hesitated, afraid that if word started to spread, they might come after him. But then he agreed. He said he was tired of keeping a solution secret that could help thousands of people. I called my mother that night and told her everything I had been working on. I told her about the nerve toxins destroying her nerves and causing her pain, and how multiple studies showed that these powerful compounds could eliminate those toxins and help reverse the nerve damage. And you'd think she would have been jumping for joy finally hearing that we had a solution, right? Well, my mother was pretty skeptical. She actually refused to try the formula. Yes, I understood, because every other solution had only let her down before. She was afraid to get her hopes up again, but she was about to have a limb amputated, maybe in a week, 2 at the most. I had to convince her. This was her last hope, so I showed her the clinical studies proving the effectiveness of each ingredient and the undeniable evidence that they fight neuropathy like nothing else on the market. She threw her hands up and said, "Fine, I'll try it if it makes you happy." So she started taking the formula as part of her morning routine. And did she see results? Well, she said that some of the numbness in her toes had started to fade. However, the electric shocks were still waking her up at night, and she still needed a walker to get around. But this is where the story gets interesting. And so you can understand exactly what happened in the days that followed. I asked my mother to record a short video telling you herself.
You know, I had already accepted that this was just how the rest of my life was going to be. Pain, walker, couch, that was my routine. But because of James, I kept taking that nerve vitamin every morning, just like he asked. The first few days, I only noticed that the numbness had gone down a little. Nothing too impressive. But on the 5th day, I woke up and realized I had slept through the entire night. The whole night. You don't understand what that means for someone who hadn't slept more than 2 hours straight in months. I just laid there, completely still, afraid to move, afraid that if I moved, the pain would come back. But it didn't. I put my feet on the floor, slowly, and I felt the carpet. I felt the soft texture under my feet, and I started crying right there, sitting on the edge of the bed, like a little child. 1 week later, I was walking to the kitchen without the walker. 2 weeks later, I went back to church, on my own 2 feet. by myself, without anyone's help. The same aisle where I'd collapsed in front of everyone, I walked down the whole thing with my head held high. And when the people in the congregation saw me, some covered their mouths, others started crying, because they knew what I had been through. Today, I play with my grandchildren in the backyard. I take my morning walks. I sleep through the night, every night. And those wounds on my feet, they healed. The doctor who talked about amputation looked at my results and said he had never seen a recovery like that. I looked at him and cried tears of joy. You can't imagine what it feels like to have that freedom back. I really couldn't be happier. Thank you, son, for never giving up on me. You saved your mother's life.
I get emotional every time I watch that video. Because after so many years being part of a system that only prescribed palliative medications, I finally felt like I had found something that could actually reverse neuropathy. And word of my mother's transformation spread quickly. Some diabetics from our congregation wanted to try the nerve nutrients my mother had used, so I made another batch with what I had left. Nothing, and I mean nothing, could have prepared us for what happened next. The following Sunday, during the service, the people who had tried the formula were absolutely glowing because just 1 week in, their pain had already improved significantly. They were sleeping deeply through the night again, and the eyes of one of the congregation members lit up when she told me she was no longer afraid of the future and no longer afraid of losing a limb. For obvious reasons, we were thrilled to see how this formula was changing people's lives. But frankly, we were also pretty furious, because why wasn't this common knowledge already? Well, since these nutrients are natural, pharmaceutical companies can't patent them for profit. And when you're living a pain-free life using a natural, side-effect-free solution, you no longer need their medications, which means their sales would dry up overnight. And that incredibly important gear in the trillion-dollar pharmaceutical profit machine would suddenly grind to a halt. And since the big players in the pharmaceutical industry only care about money, they will never share this solution with the world. That's when I realized my mission was to get this solution into the hands of as many people as possible. But I needed something practical. I couldn't see people one by one. I was surprised when Dr. Walker himself decided to help and suggested bringing all the nutrients together into capsules at the exact right concentrations. That way, anyone could use it easily to eliminate the nerve toxins and reverse their neuropathy. So I reached out to my network of health professionals in search of the purest ingredients available. It wasn't easy, but after weeks of searching, I found a supplier with every certification and quality seal required. We partnered with the #1 laboratory in New York to ensure precise proportions and dosages. After hundreds of tests, we finally landed on a formula that is 100% natural, stable, and ready to use. After months of sourcing the purest, highest quality version of each ingredient and investing tens of thousands of dollars in research and development,
I am proud to announce the launch of our breakthrough neuropathic pain relief formula called Nerve Calm.
Nerve Calm is the only formula expertly designed to flush out nerve toxins, regenerate your nerves, kill your pain, and get you living again. Every bottle of Nerve Calm is manufactured in a GMP-certified state-of-the-art facility right here in the United States, and free, easy-to-swallow capsule contains those powerful nutrients delivered in the most effective dosages, all clinically proven to clear out those nerve toxins, just like Drano clearing out your clogged pipes. The bottom line is Nerve Calm is the most advanced, the safest, and most effective nerve pain formula on God's green earth. And listen, if you've been disappointed by natural supplements in the past, I get it. I really do. Yet as you can see, the science backing Nerve Calm is overwhelming. Countless clinical studies back up the power of these compounds. Researchers from Harvard, Johns Hopkins, and other prestigious medical institutions give these ingredients their stamp of approval. And since its release, Nerve Calm has freed thousands of Americans from the pain, depression, and anxiety of neuropathy. People like 65-year-old Linda Johnson of Chicago, Illinois, who remarked, "I didn't expect this to work. It seems like few supplements for neuropathy ever do, but my pain stopped after taking Nerve Calm. I urge you to give this a try. It really works."
I had severe peripheral neuropathy in my feet. It hurt all the time and kept me up for hours at night. My neurologist kept trying to give me heavy narcotics, which I didn't want to take because of the side effects. But within 5 days of taking Nerve Calm, I had a significant amount of pain relief. And within 2 weeks of using it, I was pain-free.
I have diabetic neuropathy and suffered from shooting nerve pain throughout my body. I've been taking Nerve Calm for a month, and since then, I've not had any pain.
And in addition to those people, David Letterman, former host of one of the most iconic talk shows on TV, sent us an audio message after using Nerve Calm. I have diabetic neuropathy and used to suffer from intense nerve pain throughout my body every day. I've been taking Nerve Calm for a month now, and since then I haven't felt any pain at all. I feel like a new person, and honestly, this has changed my life. We're also proud to have received praise from none other than Dr. Eric Berg. I found this supplement to be excellent and truly one of a kind. I've recommended it to my patients with neuropathy. I highly recommend Nerve Calm. By now I'm guessing you're ready to try this cutting-edge formula for yourself, and you should be, because Nerve Calm stops the burning, tingling, and numbness fast, starting in just mere days. Imagine no more choking down handfuls of prescription pills, and imagine no longer putting on a happy face in front of your loved ones and acting like you're not experiencing discomfort with every movement of your body. Because now you are pain-free. You can grocery shop, cook dinner, babysit your grandkids. You can even golf, garden, and enjoy long walks. You can sleep through the night and wake up bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. And you can just breathe a sigh of relief because you know all that burning, tingling, and aching that once made you so miserable has now left your body never to return. My friend, the time has come for you to join tens of thousands of Americans using Nerve Calm to live life on their terms. However, I must warn you, this is the first and only product on the market to tackle nerve toxins, and sourcing ultra-pure extracts of these 10 ingredients costs a small fortune. So don't expect other forms of these nutrients to work nearly as well as the clinically tested forms in Nerve Calm, and that's why we are constantly running out. You see, Nerve Calm works so well at silencing nerve pain, almost everyone who uses it keeps ordering more. So, while we're doing our best to keep Nerve Calm in stock, we often run out, and we can't always predict when our next batch will come in. Yet if you're watching this video, that means we still have a current supply left in our warehouse. Yet before you grab your bottles, I must give you fair warning. Nerve Calm is only available on this website, and because there's no other product on the market that targets the root cause of your nerve pain, which remember are those nerve toxins, Nerve Calm is your only real hope to completely free yourself from the physical and emotional prison of neuropathy. In fact, I bet after you start using Nerve Calm, you'll wake up and think to yourself, thank God for today. I feel fantastic. And what would that be worth to you? Would it be worth the $300 price tag some people pay for their monthly drug prescriptions that don't do a darn thing? Well, we paid $300 to formulate the first few batches of our formula that actually does work. And I bet all the lucky people now living pain-free would tell you it's worth 100 times that. But again, this isn't about the money for me. I'm fulfilling my God-given mission to bring light and hope to those in need. And that's why you won't pay $300. And even though our marketing guys said we'd be nuts to sell Nerve Calm for less than $150 a bottle, you won't pay $150 either. Heck, you won't even pay $99. Right now, on this page only, you can try Nerve Calm for just $89 a bottle, more than half off its retail value. But that's just the start. Because you made it this far into the presentation, it's obvious you're serious about using this one-of-a-kind solution to transform your life, just like thousands of men and women do every day. And while Nerve Calm delivers relief really fast, the toxins that trigger nerve toxins are everywhere. In fact, you could live like a monk at the top of a mountain, and you'd still be at risk of toxin overtaking your nerves again. And listen, I don't want that to happen. I want you to have a permanent top-to-bottom transformation so you can enjoy every second of your life and never have to think about nerve pain again. Fortunately, scientists discovered these high-powered ingredients have a build-up effect in your body, which means the longer you take Nerve Calm, the more powerful and permanent your results become. The clinical studies and customer success stories prove it. I have a moral obligation to do everything I can to make sure you have enough Nerve Calm on hand for months to come. After all, once you feel the life-changing, soothing relief, confidence, and freedom that comes with no longer living with nerve pain, I'd hate for you to slide back to square one just because you ran out of Nerve Calm and couldn't reorder because we're out of stock. That's why we've created a special one-time discount only available on this page that might never be offered again. So here it is. Right now, you'll pay just $49 per bottle when you grab a 6-month supply of Nerve Calm. That's a whopping $20 off every single bottle. Plus, we'll even pick up the tab for shipping. This discount brings the investment in keeping your nerves healthy for life all the way down to about $1.50 a day, which is way less than a decent cup of coffee. But that's not all. Today only, the first 10 people who purchase the 6-bottle pack of Nerve Calm will get a private consultation with Dr. Walker via Zoom, plus a $500 gift card for shopping on Amazon. And there's more. The next 20 buyers, in addition to the first 10, will also receive a private consultation with Dr. Walker via Zoom. Like I said, these bonuses are only for the first people who purchase the 6-bottle pack of Nerve Calm today, which means by getting 6 bottles, not only are you getting a shot at these 2 incredible bonuses, you're also saving a lot of money. And that's not all, because remember, the people who took Nerve Calm for the longest period of time experienced the most dramatic reduction in pain and the biggest transformation in their total quality of life. So when you stock up and make Nerve Calm part of your daily, you'll sleep soundly every single night. You'll enjoy long walks and activities with loved ones. You'll be able to stay off prescription drugs that riddle you with side effects. And you'll just enjoy life a heck of a lot more now that you no longer have to worry about nerve pain. Plus, you aren't actually risking even a single penny because you're completely covered by my 180-day money-back guarantee. Here's how it works. If you're like countless other members of the Nerve Calm family, you'll be absolutely over the moon with how Nerve Calm stops your pain. Yet if you're not thrilled about how fast your pain subsides, or if you're not happy with how easy it becomes to fall asleep, play with your grandkids, and walk around the block, or heck, if you don't like the logo on the bottle, just call or email our friendly support staff and you'll receive a speedy, no hassle, no questions asked refund. And you can even keep the $127 bonus package I'm about to reveal. If that's not fair, well, I don't know what is. You know, the bottom line is we simply couldn't honor such a bold guarantee if we weren't 100% confident Nerve Calm will work for you. That's why I encourage you to grab 6 months worth of Nerve Calm, because you'll save the most money and you'll ensure that you have enough Nerve Calm on hand to live the life you deserve. However, the only way to get Nerve Calm for about $1 a day is from this page. The deal is not available on Amazon or anywhere else, and neither is the product. And remember, supplies are limited. In fact, as this presentation goes viral across the internet, chances are that tens of thousands of people are watching this video and getting ready to place their orders right now. And that's why you're making a smart choice to secure your risk-free supply at today's exclusive low price before we sell out. Because once we run out of stock, all the supply chain issues mean it could take up to 3 months before another batch is available. And with inflation raising the prices of everything, I can't promise the same savings you're guaranteed when you order right now. So go on and snag the 6-bottle option while we still have Nerve Calm in stock. Of course, you always have the option to choose whichever package best suits your current situation, and you have to do whatever makes the most financial sense for you today. Just keep in mind that the clinical studies show selecting the 6-bottle option leads to the best results. Oh, and to sweeten the pot, when you order a multi-bottle package within the next 7 minutes, you'll receive instant access to a special mystery gift package valued at over $127. Look, I don't want to give away the surprise, but you're going to get a super simple, easy to follow blueprint on what to do before you receive Nerve Calm in the mail, so you can start clearing out your nerve toxins and begin erasing your pain minutes from now. You'll also receive a list of the household items, foods, and products that trigger nerve pain so you can do your best to avoid them. Plus, you'll receive a surefire bonus secret that makes Nerve Calm work even faster and guarantees long-term relief. And finally, when you order 3 or more bottles of Nerve Calm, which most people do anyway, we'll even pick up the tab for shipping. And since you're protected by my 90-day money-back guarantee, you risk nothing. Not a bad deal, right? You've probably heard stories about adult children sacrificing their lives to care for their aging disabled parents, and your kids might be on the hook to pay for pain-masking prescriptions, caretakers, and nursing home costs, which can easily add up to over $120,000 a year, and home health care might cost double that. Is this how you want your spouse or your children to spend their lives, burning through their savings to pay for medications and caretakers just so you can waste away in a wheelchair, unable to do the simplest of tasks, let alone stand proud as your grandchild walks down the aisle on their wedding day? Listen, I know that's the last thing my mother and I want for our family, and thanks to Nerve Calm, our family and tens of thousands of other families are confident this will never happen. And look, I'd love for you to feel that same confidence. Yet only you can decide what kind of future you want. But please don't dilly-dally, because science shows the longer you wait to flush out nerve toxins, the greater the risk that you'll suffer irreversible damage. Sadly, far too many people wait too long hoping and praying for a miracle that may never come, only because they decided to procrastinate. But there's an easier path you can take. The path where you'll arm yourself with this one-of-a-kind formula based on Harvard-studied compounds, all proven to help fight off nerve toxins, regenerate your nerves, and free yourself from all the pain that keeps you from living the life you want. Imagine just a few days from now, you'll sleep like a baby every single night. You'll eliminate the fear, anxiety, and hopelessness of your neuropathy. When you're back on your feet feeling better than ever before, you'll just be able to have more fun and enjoy life. Isn't that what life is really about? Enjoying life with people you love? Look, for your sake and for your family's sake, I pray you choose this better, easier path. I pray you grab Nerve Calm, and I pray you allow it to help you get back to enjoying all the good things in life. However, only you can make that decision. Just remember, your results are 100% guaranteed. You risk absolutely nothing when you try Nerve Calm right now. So it's an absolute no-brainer to grab 6 bottles to save the most money and ensure long-term healing. But I can't guarantee this discount much longer. This is the end of the road. It's time to take action. Grab this 6-bottle package or any other money-saving package below, and I'll say it one more time, you risk absolutely nothing. So go on and take this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to change your life. You will be so happy you did, And thank you for letting me share this wonderful discovery with you. This is James Reeves signing off. Well, are you still here? Then you probably have a few questions, and that's great. Here are the most frequent questions I get and the answers that will help you out. So question 1 is, how does Nerve Calm work? Nerve Calm is the only formula designed to flush out nerve toxins. As time goes on, more and more of this toxin builds up in and around your nerves, stretching and expanding them to their limits until, like a balloon filled with too much air, your nerves burst open. This short circuits the connection between your nerves and the brain and triggers a type of static that forces you to feel sensations that really aren't there, like the numbness, tingling, and burning that keeps you up at night. But Nerve Calm is a unique blend of ingredients proven to help fend off the effects of these toxins and help repair your nerves. There's nothing else like it on the market. Question 2. Does Nerve Calm actually work? Will it work for me? The ingredients inside of Nerve Calm are supported by countless clinical studies with real people. You simply won't find a more science-backed, proven solution on the market. And even more importantly, Nerve Calm has been proven by the experience of more than 85,000 happy customers who nearly all report the same thing: fast relief, improved mobility, and the ability to enjoy life again. Remember 65-year-old Linda Johnson of Chicago, Illinois, who said, "I didn't expect this to work. It seems like few supplements for neuropathy ever do. But my pain stopped after taking Nerve Calm. I urge you to give this a try. It really works." And 61-year-old Mary Brown of Houston, Texas, who wrote, "I had severe peripheral neuropathy in my feet. It hurt all the time and kept me up for hours at night. My neurologist kept trying to give me heavy narcotics, which I didn't want to take because of the side effects. But within 5 days of taking Nerve Calm, I had a significant amount of pain relief. And within 2 weeks of using it, I was pain-free." And 52-year-old David Smith of Seattle, Washington, who remarked, "I have diabetic neuropathy and suffered from shooting nerve pain throughout my body. I've been taking Nerve Calm for a month, and since then I've not had any pain." Pretty incredible, right? And these stories are just the tip of the iceberg. Every single day I receive happy emails from customers telling me how much Nerve Calm has changed their lives. It's the best part of my day. Of course, the only definitive way to know for sure this will work for you is to try it today and use that special no-risk offer provided to you on this page. Okay, question 3. How long does it take for Nerve Calm to start working? Most people begin to notice results in the first week. At first, the changes will be subtle, like maybe you notice you're having an easier time getting around. Perhaps the numbness is subsiding, or maybe you're sleeping better at night. Yet clinical studies and customer stories have proven the relief will continue to get even better the longer you take these nerve-rejuvenating nutrients. Because the longer you take Nerve Calm, the more time you give your body to absorb all the nutrients, clear out those toxins, and allow your nerves to naturally start repairing themselves. The key is to stay diligent and take Nerve Calm capsules every day without fail, because those who stick with it should experience the most dramatic changes that will truly wow you and your loved ones. And that's why we created a special one-time discount only available on this page so you can stock up and see the best results. Right now, you'll just pay $49 per bottle when you grab that 6-month supply, whopping $20 off every single bottle. Plus, we even pick up the tab for shipping. This discount brings the investment in keeping your nerves healthy for life down to $1.50 a day or so, less than a decent cup of coffee. Okay, question 4. What are those ingredients again? All right. Nerve Calm contains 10 breakthrough nutrients. All are clinically proven to help clear out the nerve toxins, erase your pain, and repair your nerves. Those ingredients are turmeric and Corydalis yanhusuo, a super combination of nutrients that allows your system to naturally clear out all the nerve toxins. Opuntia phaeacantha, a natural antioxidant proven to cut nerve pain in half in very little time. Marshmallow root, a little-known nutrient that helps kickstart nerve repair. California poppy seed helps restore nerve functions and clear out those toxins even further. Curcumin powder helps fight nerve inflammation and speed up pain relief. Magnesium stearate helps improve balance and supports healthy nerves. Althea officinalis helps to regenerate nerve cell growth throughout the brain, and Opuntia phaeacantha to help fight oxidative stress and inflammation. Question 5. How do I take Nerve Calm? We suggest taking it right after breakfast or lunch so you can experience less numbness, tingling, and pain all day long. Just swallow 2 small capsules once a day with a meal. That's it. Question 6. How's that guarantee work again? This is the easy one. You're either thrilled with how fast your nerve issues improve, how much better you're getting around, and how much better you're sleeping, or just contact our friendly customer support team within 180 days for a speedy, courteous 100% refund. That's it. No hassles, no questions asked, and no hard feelings. You can even keep the bonuses. We simply couldn't honor such a bold guarantee if we weren't 100% confident that Nerve Calm will work for you. And that's why I encourage you to grab that 6 months worth of Nerve Calm, because you'll save the most money and you'll ensure that you have enough Nerve Calm on hand to experience the best results. Final question. Okay, I'm convinced. How do I order? Just click the button below now to go to our secure order checkout page that's protected by military-grade 256-bit encrypted SSL security. Again, that's the same stuff used by all major corporations. This security ensures your private information is totally safe when you order right now. Then enter your information and hit the Order Now button. It's that fast, that easy, and we'll immediately get to work shipping Nerve Calm right to your doorstep. Again, you're 100% protected by our money-back guarantee. You don't risk a penny. Just keep in mind that the clinical studies show selecting the 6-bottle package leads to the best results and will save you the most money. So to avoid out of stocks and lock in this one-time discount, I highly recommend you grab the 6-bottle package. Okay, I think that's about it. I can't wait for you to start moving around better, sleeping better, and finally kicking nerve pain out of your life for good. It's time to live your best life. Thanks again for watching. God bless you and your